Hey guys, this is Dan with Gears and Gadgets. Thanks for tuning in. Today is the 10th video in a row. I have made it a mission to do a video a day until this channel hits 100,000 subscribers, and I intend on carrying through with it. I'm actually a little under the weather. I was under the weather yesterday as well. I almost didn't post that video that I put up yesterday, the 5 reasons why I went back to my GMC Sierra after owning a Ford. I felt like trash yesterday, and I was so close to posting a post that said, no video today, just really not feeling it. I guess I'm pretty happy that I did it. That just kind of goes to show the randomness that is YouTube. So in the last couple of days, I've actually got the Brannick 7600 spring compressor mounted, which I put a video out on that. I had to relocate the air compressor hose. Tomorrow, I am going to make it a mission to get my Harley up on the jack so I can get this front tire switched over because it's past due. This bike needs a little bit of TLC, and I plan on doing that. But today, what I wanted to do was revisit some of the comments that I was getting from that video yesterday. Anytime I post something that is like Ford versus GM or Harley versus Indian, naturally it creates a lot of conversation. I went out and did a little spy reconnaissance mission with the brands or dealerships around the area here. And one thing in common is that there really isn't a whole lot of differentiation between them anymore. When you go from the front of the dealership to the back of the dealership, back behind that wall, it is just the wall of broken hopes and dreams. That is where you have all of your disgruntled customers, a lot of your loyal fan base that say, I would never buy anything other than this brand, and then that vehicle ends up back behind that wall, and they are then at home frustrated with that experience. And it really is no different. I will say, I mentioned in my video yesterday that I was hesitant to even look at the Tundras because of that engine recall where they're replacing every single engine in every Tundra sold. I didn't see all those Tundras sitting in that yard. So let me know in the comments down below if you have a Tundra. What are they doing? Are they even replacing those things yet? Or is it still that they're not even bringing those in for recalls? Because I didn't see a ton of Tundras back there, which I totally expected to see. And that was a little bit surprising. When something bad happens, which it can happen with any brand, the question becomes, what do you do? And that's what I've learned over the years is having a bad GM truck, having a bad Ford truck, start documenting everything. And if that truck or car sits in the service center for more than, a week or two, start getting ready for a lemon law claim. Don't drag your feet. The longer you wait, the harder it is to get it done. And start the process sooner than later. It's a nightmare of a process. Buying a lemon sucks. You need to spend as much time documenting it and not taking no for an answer. My experience has been that the people in the service centers, and any of you guys watching that work in those service centers, God bless you. You are dealing with a lot of really difficult people, myself included, angry customers. It's a very difficult job. But the brands are not making it any easier on you guys because, there's a lot of what I would consider acting going on in the service center where you pull in, you've got this very common problem that if you go to the forums, you see it everywhere. And these service writers are like, no, I've never seen that before. No, never heard of it. No, I don't. Just a lot of I think it's a lot of playing dumb. But I think they're also doing it because if they agree with you and they're not equipped to solve the problem, then it makes them look stupid. So the service centers, those people, the service writers, the mechanics, all these people are doing the best they can with what they're handed to deal with. So for me, I am not a brand loyalist because even a lot of the products that I talk about on this channel, whether it be my Harley, the truck, side-by-sides, whatever, any of these companies that are publicly traded companies have fiduciary responsibility to the investors. Really what it boils down to is that it is really the job of these executives to put together the most minimally viable product. And I was thinking about this earlier today. In technology, there's this term that's floated, minimally viable product. And the goal is to get a piece of software to the point where it's just barely working enough that you can sell it. But I think what happens in every industry is that you get this minimally viable product, and you see this now in the automotive world where they come out now with a concept, start taking deposits, and they're basically charging you before the thing's even built. That's not even a viable product yet. It's not even minimally viable. It's just an idea. And they start taking your money as early as they possibly can. They are really kind of walking this tightrope of getting a minimally viable product sellable, build a loyal a fan base of that product, also take that product and sell it for the most amount of money that they can make, which means lowest amount of dollars in parts and pieces that go into it, highest amount of profit going out the door, and that delta, is their profit, and getting you and I, the consumers, to, I guess, walk away feeling like we won, but we're not winning. They're winning. And it's just, I think in today's day and age, we saw this a lot through COVID, where there was a part shortage. So these companies were selling vehicles that they didn't have the parts to service, but yet they had the parts to manufacture. So they're making decisions internally at that point to say, we've got 100% of our parts, so we have 100 parts. Do we build 100 new trucks and have no parts for service? Or do we build 98 new trucks and leave 2 parts for service, or 50-50? They're making these decisions, and naturally they're going to go to how many can we put on the assembly line to maximize how many we're getting out the door to sell, because that is what gets value to our investors. And again, it is that fiduciary responsibility to Wall Street. So they're walking these tightropes. And some brands are better at it than others. Some have been caught with their pants down, just making the wrong decisions. And it's upon you and I to share those stories with each other so that, we're basically keeping these brands honest. That's my intention with this channel, is I share a lot of information as it comes to me, and I get accused of either being a shill for or anti, depending on which way that content goes. And all I'm doing is coming out here doing my best to provide you guys with the information that I have the best that I possibly can. And please drop a comment down below. What is the best vehicle that you've ever owned? What is the worst vehicle you want to own? I love these conversations in the comments. It's really interesting to read them. I read them all, whether I respond to them or not. I spend a ton of time in the comments, and I really enjoy kind of reading through those. So, I guess today I really just, on the heels of that video yesterday, was like, I wonder what all of these dealerships look like in town. Are there any better or worse than others, or is it just all kind of the same? For everybody who comments, I love my GMC. There's somebody out there who hates theirs. Same for Ford. Same for every single brand that exists. There's somebody out there stranded on the side of the road, just MFing the company up and down, while somebody else is saying, I would never buy anything but. And with that said, thank you very much for tuning in. Again, this is now day 10 of videos a day. I'm learning a lot doing this, and I'm actually really enjoying it. I don't know if I'll stay video a day forever. As a matter of fact, I guarantee you that I won't. But I'm like really stuck in this daily video grind to see what I can do with it. And I appreciate you guys coming along for the journey. So with that said, thank you very much for tuning in. If this is your first time tuning in, please hit that subscribe button down below. Remember, likes go a long way to support the channel. I will see you guys tomorrow.